Welcome to the Automaticist. Hello and welcome to the first of many, hopefully, Mac tutorials. Now, this is a series specifically looking at people that are switching from Windows to Mac. The first thing that I want to explain is how iCloud and accounts work. Now, there isn't really an equivalent for this on Windows, or at least not a very good one, of course, in my very biased opinion. So basically, the Mac is tightly integrated into what people call the Apple ecosystem. So it basically means if you have a Mac and an iPhone and an iPad and an Apple Watch, everything just works very well with everything else. So that's sort of what's going on here. So we can see my iCloud Drive and various folders. And you'll notice desktop is a folder that's on here, and so is documents. And this is just, my regular desktop folder with things that are uploading. And we can see all that right here. We can see it has to actually download them onto my hard drive. Now, we don't necessarily want to do that, so we can get rid of it. But that's just a thing to keep in mind. So a couple of software updates ago, they decided to save you space on your hard drive. And as you can see, even so, my hard drive is very full, just because I have a lot of videos. So, yeah. Quite a lot of videos. And I don't know whether I would otherwise have enough space. So essentially it's very tightly integrated into everything that you do. Now, in this your iCloud account, for instance, mine for some reason has a picture of my mom. But it'll just show like here's my iCloud Drive storage, which is, basically all my photos, all my texts, my email, backups, documents. Yeah, there's a lot of that. There's potentially even more things. And of course, like all my devices that I'm signed. So, I have a phone. I have this computer. I have an old iPad that I'm still signed in on. Just why? I don't know, because I had it when it was new. And I have, I'm signed in on a Windows PC. So we can see, all that stuff, and I don't want to go into all these details. I guess I can go into that one. Just because, it is a bit private information. And there's all stuff, there's like family sharing. Like we have, a shared, we have some shared things. You should not have seen that. I will edit that out. Stop. So we have, all that on iCloud Drive. And it's basically the same on either a phone or an iPad or any other Apple device. So I'll show you that next. Okay, so here we are on my phone, and we can see that, if we go to the Files app and we go to the desktop folder, this is my desktop folder for my Mac. So it's really cohesive that way. And, I can go through like all my bajillion screenshots I've just randomly taken. You can open up one that seems to be of something fairly defaulty. So, we can just look at that screenshot. I probably took that by mistake. And it's all there. We can even go Documents folder. Now we can actually do more with this. So, on Pages, for example, we can see documents not a whole lot of documents because I haven't created a whole lot of documents on here, and that's just an example. And of course, iCloud photos, that's a huge thing. All the photos that I take on my phone or whatever, they're all gonna show up on my Mac as long as I'm signed in on iCloud. Now onto the PC. So now that we're on Windows, I can actually show you, you can download iCloud for Windows and create an Apple ID, and that's basically what you're going to use for everything, is an Apple ID that's tied into your iCloud. It's tied into, all this other stuff. So we can actually see this, that, it's basically the same breakdown as before. You can see account details, it's got my email address on there. That's basically the main way to contact me, in case you're wondering. And it's basically all the same stuff, just for Windows. So you do not need all of the Apple things to get iCloud. You can sign up, make an Apple ID with your email address that you already have, and it'll work just fine. And it's an entirely internet-based service. So if I was to lose my internet connection for whatever reason, this would not work. And that's basically true of the Mac. Of course, it's true of the iPhone, iPad, anything, devices, all the Apple devices, it's the same. So it's really good because it's like one unified place to put everything. And actually, if we open up a new window here, we can actually go to iCloud.com. We will see if that works. Just 1 second. Okay, so we just had to put in that little code, and we can see, like, for example, here's Pages. If we could just open up the same documents that I was working on my Mac from here. Here's my book that I'm writing. And there's, all this other stuff that's related to my book mostly. So there's that. We can actually go back, and we can actually go on iCloud Drive. Remember, we're still on Windows here. Oh, look at that. Via a web browser. iCloud Drive desktop. Here we go. There. This is my Mac's desktop folder on my iCloud Drive on very much Windows 10. So, and a lot of my stuff is, right here. Basically everything's right here. So, I can even, upload to it, make new folders and such. We can even do like a get info type of thing. I guess it can't do everything, but there's iMovie for that stuff. So yeah, you really can see a lot of things on iCloud. So we can close off of that. That's essentially how iCloud works on Windows.